here it go. When last we left our heroes, a last-ditch effort at diplomacy by Exagora seemed to stave off what might have been a decidedly more hostile order by the Commandant, who instead ordered her soldiers to escort our heroes back to camp. She then took Petra captive and shot a warning flare into the sky, announcing that the party was about to be visited by the full might of Hammerhead Division, under the command of General Castive Septim. The new Titus made a plea for everyone to return to the safety of the tiny hut, where they could finish their long rest and trust Petra to get herself out of the predicament she'd gotten herself into. Our heroes, uncharacteristically, listened to the voice of reason, but the plan hit a snag when Petra attempted to escape the Commandant's clutches, and the Commandant responded by attacking and dropping Petra unconscious, spurring the rest of the party to engage. Diplomacy now fully out the window, Titus left the tiny hut, letting it lapse, and smote one of the soldiers, nearly removing him from existence, but deciding to spare his life at the last moment. Emma used her fey presence to charm the Commandant into tentative ceasefire and parley, during which the Commandant reiterated her demand that the party follow her back to the military encampment, taking particular joy in needling Felix. The arrival of 3 Skyclaws lending aerial support was the last bit of convincing our heroes needed, finally agreeing to the Commandant's demands. The situation pivoted, however, as the Commandant finally got a look at Titus and identified him as an Octavius. Having previously mentioned she was authorized to kill Octavius's on sight, Titus talked fast to persuade her not to, instilling in the Commandant a bit of uncertainty about what this new Titus was and what her course of action should be. Boiling it down to a single question, the Commandant asked Titus, "Do you shift?" And Titus boldly chose to tell the truth in response. That seemed to tip the scales for the Commandant as she uttered a simple command to her soldiers and the Skyclaws above. Kill him. It is the top of round 6. Ed, Exagora is up. What would you like to do?
Run away. No. Let's see.
Run away?
Yeah, back in the boat. Let's see. I am next to, I'm trying to see on my screen. Sorry. Who am I actually standing next to?
So you have wild-shaped Emma right behind you, Felix directly in front of you, and the Commandant standing to your left.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. At this point, I'm going to sort of reach into where I had it, grab the scroll, hand it to Felix, and say, "Cast the spell, get us out of here." Or no, just say, "Cast it now."
Okay.
At which point, now, let me ask you, how does that work? Does it automatically get anybody that he mentally wants it to get, or do they have to be a certain distance? What's the mechanic on that?
What, for teleport? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
okay.
For the scroll spell.
It is anybody within 10 feet of the caster of their choice.
Right.
So even though the Commandant is within 10 feet, unless Felix chooses to bring the Commandant along and the Commandant is willing, he can choose to leave her behind.
Okay. So we've got everybody but Morlo, basically, looks like.
Yep, and Morlo is up after you.
Okay.
All right.
So I will
you've
hand
used
him the scroll.
Yep.
Cast it, get us out of here. Bardic Inspiration to give him aid with that.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you would like to role play as your Bardic Inspiration that you say or do?
No, but okay. Can I do, that's an action, so I can't I can't turn invisible at the same time, can I? Might serve as a brief distraction.
What? Oh, I never had it.
Let me see real quick.
I used my phone.
He used his phone.
Oh, I think Aaron is frozen again. Okay, so we've got handing over the scroll, using Bardic Inspiration. Anything else?
Can I do since it's a racial trait, not technically a spell in my case, can I do invisibility as a bonus action or not?
Well, it would say specifically whether you can use that as an ability or as an action or as a bonus action. I will tell you, teleport requires the caster to see you to bring you along with them. So if you're invisible, you are not a valid target for teleport.
Well, no.
1 second.
All right. What is your Bardic Inspiration die?
Bardic Inspiration die. Let me hang on. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
You
She
look,
really wants to show you her Easter dress.
you look great.
I'm sorry for
so
the
pretty.
interruption.
No, not
but
at all. You're beautiful.
She had to go show Papa.
Yes. So, granddaughter wanted to show me her new Easter dress.
Oh,
I know. Where would it show what that is? Sorry.
it would be on your character sheet, and it would be
Right.
under. If you can do it as a bonus action, it would be under
Actions.
actions down toward the bottom where it says bonus
Yep,
action.
there it is. 1d6.
Okay.
So I need to roll you 1d6, which would be up here. D6. Well, good.
All right, so we add 1 to whatever. Well, Felix has +1 to whatever check he wants to use it from Bardic Inspiration. Anything else?
Turn around. Yeah, actually turn to Morlow's direction and yell, "Get over here now.
Yep. Okay.
Get over
Anything?
here now. We're leaving."
Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, Morlow is up.
Can I just say it sounds like Exegor is the very pissed off parent at Walmart. Get over here now. We're leaving.
Yep.
30.
Let me call your father.
Can't hear Petra. Oh, she's on mute. Phone, Shannon. Check messenger.
Hey Ed, does your granddaughter call you Papa?
She does.
No way, that's what I called my grandpa.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
so cute. I've never
That's
heard anyone
awesome.
else. Yeah, his name was Billy Joe, and I have like
Aw.
quite a few other relatives from Billy Joe on that side of the house family, but you know, they're all from Arkansas, so
awesome.
it can be forgiven.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot.
Adorable.
It's either Papa or Pawpaw, depending on how she does it. But yeah.
Love
What
it.
am I wild shaped as again? I forgot.
Oh God, I have no idea. No idea. Giant goat, I think.
Yeah, I think you're
Oh my
like a
God.
giant goat.
Yes.
All right, so Morlow, hearing you, Exegora, tell him to get over here, that you guys are leaving, comes sprinting and watching as multiple people on the battlefield or hovering above the battlefield start to draw arrows and aim toward Titus, comes running up to you, Titus, and tries to shove you down to get you a degree of cover. Are you going to resist going prone because he is using the shove action against you?
My fly is still active from my ability, or did it turn off when I landed?
No. How long does it last?
A minute.
Yeah, we're only in turn 6, so you still have the fly ability.
Yeah, I'll just move with him with the fly if that's all right. You
Well,
know?
he's actually trying to shove you to the ground to make you prone.
Okay. I'm going to try to sidestep if I can.
All right, go
Use-
ahead. Roll either an athletics or an acrobatics check, because he is trying to get you. He is actively trying to shove you down. All right, 21 acrobatics. And Morlow rolled a 14 on his athletics. So yeah, you sidestep and are not prone.
All right. So am I still where I'm at?
Yes.
Sidestep. Okay.
Yep. That just represents you kind of like dodging out of the way, but it doesn't change your position on the battlefield.
Okay. Does he go through me or something? Or I'm a little confused, but that's okay. With him not moving, but I get it. It's D&D. It's D&D.
Like basically imagine that he runs up to right in front of you and like puts his hands on your shoulders and just tries to shove you down to the ground.
Okay.
By you ducking out of the way of that, neither of you actually change your positioning on the battlefield. He is still
Gotcha.
just adjacent to you. All right. It is one of the archer's turns. Flying up above on a hippogriff is going to take 2 longbow shots at you, Titus. That's a 12 to hit. That is a miss. Second shot. $16.
So I'm armor class 17.
Armor class 17. The first shot, let's see here. First shot was an 11, so it doesn't even make contact with you. Second shot, as you are actually, as Morlo is trying to shove you down to the ground, it just moves you just enough off of your footing so that the arrow that was going to be coming down straight into your shoulder just bounces harmlessly off of your leather breastplate.
Gotcha.
Okay. One of the soldiers is going to take a shot at you with their short bow. Uh, 18 to hit. So that is a hit. You take 5 points of piercing damage.
All right.
And they will 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, Emma, you are up.
Or we need to get to Titus's turn. I'm trying to think what I can do. I'm out of magic. I think this is the first time in this entire campaign where I have had no spell slots.
It's a rough position.
Don't you have like some kick-ass staves?
The moment for character growth.
I can't use magic items while I'm wild shaped. I'm trying
Oh,
to think of anything I can do while keeping the wild shape.
be
You
a
are,
be a bowling ball.
you are within reach of the commandant. So if there is anything that you would like to do to attack or do anything to the commandant, that is an option.
Oh, a goat's got a decent strength. Can I just
Headbutt.
yeah, I want to headbutter, but mechanically I want to use the shove.
Yep, absolutely. Go ahead and roll an athletics or acrobatic, or sorry, an athletics check for the goat.
Wouldn't it be
This is-
strength?
Athletics is strength, but if
Oh
you're
yeah,
proficient,
yeah.
if you're proficient, which I don't think a goat is proficient in athletics, but who knows?
Sadly, it is not. It's
It
not a-
should be with ramming.
I think actually there is something built into the goat's stat
yeah, it's
block
called
where
charge, but I have to be at least 20 feet away to do it, and I
Right.
have to charge in a straight line.
what's the movement speed of the giant goat?
40 feet.
So it would trigger an attack of opportunity, but you can back up 20 feet and then run 20 feet forward.
You are that petty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Emma
but it's
is that petty.
also the saving throw is 13.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So then we're just doing this with as a shove. So go ahead and roll an athletics check for the goat.
I'm
I
gonna
think-
roll it like this because it's the same numbers.
Wasn't this inebriated Shidney that made a giant goat?
That's a 19.
Oh god, that is also exactly what the commandant rolled.
So we roll again.
No, I think by the rules the tie goes to the defender.
Damn.
You know what? Actually, I'm not 100% sure on that. So yes, for this case, go ahead and roll again. Oh, that's bad. The commandant rolled a 25. Can you even beat that?
I got a 5.
Okay, so yeah. So like there's just like this moment where you as your giant goat just kind of like bear down and ram, but not actually running to ram, but just ram your head right into the side of the commandant. And there's this weird moment of standoff where it feels like you might actually be able to shove her out of the way. And then she just kind of like digs in and pushes back against you with an incredibly surprising display of strength, how much force she just digs in and pushes back against you with, and
I
actually
imagine it like
takes a step back.
you know, like when
This has been sitting for like 30 minutes.
Thank you.
in like an anime moment when someone catches like a punch and they both kind of stand still, but it like you can
They like
the
absorb the energy.
uh-huh.
And then like all of
Um,
the windows explode.
Yeah. That there's no bonus actions I can do as a goat. That's my turn.
But like if you've seen Twilight Princess when they have the goats escape Lon Lon Ranch and you have to like grab them by the horns and then like flip them over, that's what I imagine. She just kind of like flips her over on her side.
All right, it is another archer's turn. 2 shots coming at Titus. That is a 23 to hit. You take 16 points of piercing damage, Titus. Second longbow shot. That is a 22 to hit. You take 20 points of piercing damage. So 36 points total.
Shannon, who hurt you? Are you okay? Just kidding. You're great.
All right. Are you unconscious? Okay. So you guys watch as 2 arrows riddle into Titus's body and he falls prone, two arrows sticking out of him.
I didn't know you were that low.
Hold on just a second. Can you please tip over the description of the ability that you used?
Me?
Ben.
Oh.
The channel divinity that you used.
One
wanna-
second. I gotta found which one I clicked.
It's Twilight Sanctuary, I think. I just want to make sure that rolls against you aren't supposed to have disadvantage.
Twilight Sanctuary. There you go.
Thank you.
Hi.
Oh, bye, Becca. Love you.
Bye, love you. Bye, Jody. You're a goddess.
Aaron
Hi,
says you're a
friends.
goddess.
Here's Becca.
Becca, I love you.
Hello.
Deities. I'm not
Oh,
worthy.
look, it's a whole collection
Grab
of
things,
nerds.
Ben.
I know. I'm blowing you kisses, but I didn't realize my camera's off. Mwah. Mwah. My pupils are burning. It's too much. Well, I have to avert my eyes.
Didn't see
I
you.
like your toga, Jody.
See it.
So hot.
It looks like
So
a
in.
turtle togi. Like a turtle toga.
I like Turtle Togi better.
Turtle togi.
I have a bunch of purple cosplay items for you to wear to
I know.
school.
I told Becca it's fun for us to stand here and do this until Ben gets mad.
Oh my god.
Until I get mad. Oh, wait, now that you've said it, I am never gonna
mean,
get mad. By God,
anything,
we'll
we're
sit
all
here
just
and we'll
jealous
have
of
Look at
fun.
Logan. Logan's
One moment.
getting restless.
One moment.
Oh no. Yeah,
Okay.
see, they're all just wishing they were Shannon.
No, that's never a wish I have.
So what do you want to talk about?
Oh,
Oh my
go.
gosh.
Okay, so Ben, I
I
have
got
to tell you,
plenty I could talk about.
the other night, did Shannon tell you about the other night when I when I said, honey, I think you need to step. I said, Ben is now posting on Facebook after I knew you'd been drinking. I was like, maybe you should do an intervention.
Yeah. After I posted that, I was like,
Do you like
What?
my quilt? Toga?
I said it was
Oh,
a
I love
turtle
it.
togi.
It's the same kind of stick quilt made by the old ladies in my church.
No, it is a turtle togi.
Totes
I don't-
adorbs.
I love you. Becca's leaving to go skate in Utah.
Bye, Becca. Have fun skating.
Bye.
I don't know
Break
who
legs.
you are, but you must
Other
be cool.
people's, not yours.
I'm gonna convert some Mormons to my faith. Oh God, good luck.
She say she's gonna convert someone? I'm
Some
in.
Mormons to her gay ways.
I'm ready. Oh,
I can't. I didn't.
I'm
hear it.
converted. Consider me converted.
Well, I guess I'm gonna put
To
the
the Church of
Jameson
Becca.
on.
Goodbye.
Love you.
Mwah.
It's not fun talking to you.
I know, it's not fun. That's Logan, that is.
I miss you already, Jody and Becca.
Oh my gosh, why
I started listening a little too long and I heard my name all of a sudden, so.
I was gonna say, since you're the other person who has seen the D&D movie, Jody's favorite quote is when Edgin said to Zinc the Pantheon, "You're not fun to talk to."
No,
Oh, talking to you is no fun.
It's so good. Or my favorite quote's like, I don't want to watch you die, so I'm gonna leave the room.
Wait, what? Yeah, that's fine.
What?
Yeah, to be frank, Hugh Grant
I know that
fit
you can hear me.
perfectly in the D&D universe. I didn't expect him to, but he played a great villain.
Hugh Grant's
Also-
in the D&D movie?
Bradley
Spoilers.
Cooper
I-
cameo
I
was
know you
amazing.
can hear
Yes,
me.
I loved that. Okay, so no, it does not give you it does not give people disadvantage against you. It is considered dim light, but
Wyatt.
all of these archers have dark vision. So it is Titus, it is your turn. I need
But I
you-
can't use that to heal myself, could I?
No, you cannot, because you are now incapacitated,
Yeah.
which means that the Twilight Sanctuary now fades.
Yep.
Get that off of there. All
But
right.
everybody's temporary hit points should stay, right?
That's correct. The temporary hit points do not go away. Titus, you are unconscious and prone at the beginning of your turn. I need you to make a death saving throw.
Go ahead. I don't want to know.
Also, Shannon, I tipped over
s-
a message to you.
Yep, I saw that. Thank you.
No problem.
How long has this guy actually been alive?
Six,
Six, 7 hours.
All right. Shortest life ever.
No, it's 7 hours because we were an hour away from our long rest.
Aaron, Petra is up.
Ah.
How long's who been alive?
This new form of Titus.
Yeah, Titus
Oh.
2, Electric Boogaloo.
Okay. Can Petra wait, where is Titus? Can Petra first aid kit him?
You can either cast a healing spell or try a medicine check to stabilize him. Yeah.
I don't think I have yeah, medicine check. That's the one.
You will need to you
First aid kit was the only thing I could think of.
you will need to move to be adjacent to him, which isn't a problem. You just have to sidestep around Felix.
Okay. Yep, I slide to the left.
Slide to the left.
And
Okay.
then crisscross.
Go ahead and make a medicine check, please.
Boop. Lucky 18.
Okay. You are successful in stabilizing Titus.
Huzzah! She's gonna give him a little forehead kiss. Him mwah. And it's gonna sound really doofy like that. Mwah.
Xanthion, you are
And-
up.
Yeah, that's her.
I'm just gonna ready an action to intervene with anyone who tries to stop Felix casting teleport.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna step up right to the party, and if the commandant like makes a move towards him, I'm just gonna smack her.
Okay. So you watch as Petra steps away from the commandant to administer first aid to Titus. The commandant does glance over at her for a moment, thinking about taking an opportunity attack, but chooses against it. And then you step in to close quarters. Okay, it is now five. Going to take a shot at Titus with his short bow at disadvantage because Titus is prone. That is a 10 to hit. That is a miss. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Five. Oops. 5, 10, 15. Take a shot with his short bow at disadvantage. That is a 10 to hit. That is a miss. And finally, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get decent line of sight. And a shot at disadvantage. That is a 9 to hit. Each one of those attacks, had they not been at disadvantage, would have hit your AC, Titus. It would have been a 23, a 20, and an 18. But because they were at disadvantage, it was a 10, a 10, and a 9. Felix, you're up.
All right, Shannon. So Felix reaches into his bag. Very sort of scatter-sighted, looking around, doing mental checklist. Yes. Okay. And oh, there goes Titus. Oh well. Pulls out the scroll.
You were handed the scroll by Exagora.
Oh, I thought he just handed me the deed.
No, you have the or is that right? Or is that, sorry, what did Exagora hand him?
I think X handed me the deed.
Okay.
Because I was the only one that
had
could
one of
cast
the other-
teleport.
Ah, gotcha. So yes, sorry. Exagora handed you the deed. So you now have the deed and you pull the scroll out.
Okay, so I have the deed in one hand, I have the scroll in the other. Shannon?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't like Orange Jesus because he is very cruel to me. Can you roll me a d20?
Yep, absolutely. You are pulling out the scroll. You hold the deed in your left hand. You pull out the scroll in your right hand. You hold it up. Are you using it to cast?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, DC 17 charisma check with
one.
With a +1.
Mm-hmm.
And you look up at the scroll, and remember the scroll is this bizarre, rigid, transparent material with the glyphs and runes and arcane markings kind of like embedded into this, whatever this bizarre material is. And you hold it up and you look at it, and it takes you a split second as you begin to try to cast a spell that is above your pay grade, so to speak. You look at it and you realize you are not looking at a scroll of teleport right now.
Oh boy.
Ed, Exagora is looking at a scroll of teleport as Felix holds it up in front of his face, you being immediately in front of him, looking back at it. You see a scroll of teleport because as a bard spell, you are aware of what you see.
Okay.
Christian?
So he can't read it, but I can?
Well, you knew what it was to begin with, but you're seeing it, realizing he's holding it the wrong way.
Okay.
Felix, you are looking at a scroll of plane shift because when you turn it around, it inverts all of the symbols, all of the sigils, all of the runes.
Sweet Lord.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
my turn.
no.
Can I say anything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Turn it over. It's on the back.
And you look at it and you're like, plane shift. You're like, plane shift. And you hear Exagora actually see him through this because it is a transparent medium that it's written on. And he says, turn it over.
Kind of flustered, but who puts two spells on the same scroll? Anyway, and he starts reading off the scroll.
Okay, so you're turning it around, or are you casting it from the plane shift side?
Oh no, I'm turning it around. Teleport.
Okay, because you can cast either one.
Yes,
Okay, you're going with teleport.
going with teleport.
Okay.
The infamous 8-ball of dice rolls. It's going to be a 1, everybody.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Get ready to fight.
I think fight some quotes here.
He's too quiet for it to have been a 1.
Oh boy. So Shannon,
Not unless he's getting creative.
if it is a success, could you please roll me a d20? Because I don't want to make the decision.
$19.
So it was 19 to cast.
No, the D20 to make your decision is a 19. Where are you attempting to teleport to?
All righty. So everybody around Felix watches as the scroll sort of starts to levitate in his hand. And Felix actually, like his face is pretty emotionless, puts the deed into his breastplate. And you hear the phrase, what was it again? Luco obsidius manierium est, as the spell is cast.
What language is that?
Well, it's Latin, but it Shannon and I talked about how sort of it's old. It would be like old common.
Okay.
Yeah. So Shannon, I will tip over in the chat where we go.
Do I have any time to do anything before that kicks into effect? Like, is it a gateway we run into, or are we just gone?
All right. What specifically are you wanting to try to do?
Well, because it's X and he's an asshole, I was I was going to disguise self into Titus. Look at the commandant and be like, "You couldn't even get the right one, could you?"
As awesome as that is, unfortunately, you would not be able to disguise self.
Or just
until
wink
the-
if I can't say anything. Okay.
Oh yeah,
that's
you
fine.
can definitely wink. You just can't cast a spell.
All right. Well, I'll do
Could
that.
could I do something?
What is that?
Before we disappear, I want the goat to start raising its hooves, and I want Emma to turn back into herself, holding 2 middle fingers up at the commandant.
Yes.
Felix joins us at the very end. He just sort of flips the bird.
Everyone flips.
And
The
he
whole
go-
party
and-
flips the bird.
Felix just goes, "You better be ready for next time."
Excellent. You rolled a 1.
Yay. We don't go anywhere.
What?
Roll a
This is gonna be
1.
awkward.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. God fucking damn it.
Well, that's gonna be.
Would you like to?
I thought the teleport was guaranteed with the deed.
The teleport is trying to be cast at a higher level spell than Felix is capable of casting, which requires a DC 10 plus the spell's level.
Would there be any way us other casters could help cast the spell?
Well, now hold on. Hold on.
Everybody buckle in.
The first check was a natural 1. Is there anything that anybody would like to do? Any abilities that anybody would like to use to attempt a reroll?
Can I spare an inspiration for him?
I have no more bardic inspiration, unfortunately.
I have one left if I can do it again.
The only thing I'd be able
Yeah.
to do is give up an inspiration to him.
Yeah, I don't have any inspiration. Well,
I
except
have
for
an
the,
inspiration. I'd be willing up to give mine up too for another roll.
I mean, I've gotten a few inspirations that I've racked up when I've already had one, so
You-
I was like, oh, one just counts.
You don't, you can't give your inspirations to another player.
Can I punch him in the face and tell him to try harder? To give him advantage?
Tell that to Pixar.
However,
Hmm. Can I?
and I
Mhm.
really hate to do this, but I mean, this is definitely a situation where would there be a possibility that Felix would not know this, even if Christian has possibly let it slip his mind? And I don't think the answer to that would be yes, so it would be kind of unfair for me not to point this out. Christian, does
Hey,
Felix
I-
have any sorcery points left?
oh, can I use sorcery points with scrolls?
You're rolling an ability check,
Oh,
and there is a sorcery ability where whenever you
Yeah.
fail an ability check, you can spend 1 sorcery point and re-roll it.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
tosses. I always forget about that rule because
Chia. I don't
at,
know why
uh,
that fit, but it does.
yeah,
I always
yeah, magical guidance. Yeah, I didn't know I could do that with scrolls. I thought that was just for anything that I naturally cast.
Nope. it
well,
isn't.
yeah,
no, it's
when you
not
make an- when you make
casting,
an ab-
it's an ability.
you make an
check.
ability check.
Chia thing is really weird because I took a bunch of chia seeds and poured them in this big wet spot back here and in my yard from like where the
What is-
thing drains, the
Hey,
heat
cool.
pump drain, and now it's like just full of chia seeds. It's a-
Hey, did you know chia seeds are great for omega-3?
Yep.
A lot of runners pour them into their water and drink them, and they're like little bobas.
yeah,
the
just be
little
very
jelly.
careful. Be
They're also
careful.
good egg substitutes since
Yeah,
eggs
they're
are
also
so
very
pricey
good
right now.
they're very good laxatives.
All right, Shannon, that's
careful.
that's sorcery point burned.
Okay. So my second roll on this was a 19.
Okay.
Thank God.
Now, would you like me to roll to see where you go?
At this point, we've already the heck with it. I
Okay.
played it off as that originally, so we're gonna go there. So Shannon, you have the location
Vacation.
whispered to you.
Yep, I've got it. Okay. So there is a moment where it absolutely feels like this is not going to work. And you just kind of dig down deep in your soul, Felix, and just find that innate divine magical spark that fuels everything that you were able to do as a sorcerer. And you just kind of tap into that and you're like, no, I am not dropping this. And you just resolutely intone the verbal components and watch as the scroll like melts away, sort of very much like a Listerine strip in water, just and all of you disappear. The first thing that you notice is the change in barometric pressure around you, going from outside to inside. Your ears pop immediately. Your eyes, you're temporarily blinded because you have gone from being outside it's dark outside. So no, you actually have more light to see by when you arrive at your destination. As the first thing that you notice is the smell of old paper and vellum and leather and well-polished wood. As you look around and your feet come to settle on new ground. Looking around, in the confines of the largest library any of you have ever seen.
Welcome, everyone. It's
This
not
is
Grey Fate
Welcome to-
Manor, but
Where
this
are we?
is the Obsidian Archive. This is my home.
And where at, well, like, where, like, specifically in the world would you call home?
Sorvale.
Can you put the map back on, Shannon, so I can see where
Yeah.
that's supposed to be?
Please.
I can see where we're at.
Aaron and I were providing background track to all of what was happening. And I missed some of that.
were they who were they
Okay.
wanting to take us? Okay.
They were wanting to take us to their camp.
Right.
No,
Well,
we really didn't go far.
Okay.
Unless-
Okay, thank you.
unless they know ancient common, we should at least have some time. We're
Alright.
also in a repository of magical artifacts, so someone should have another scroll of teleport somewhere around here.
Petra goes, I'm sorry, did you say suppository? I'm not okay with that. I don't
Okay.
I don't consent.
Repository.
Felix,
Mm-hmm.
this is your home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where can I go lay down?
Oh,
Where
let's
can we
see.
take a nap?
Felix, I want to take a nap.
Can we take a nap?
That was the energy. I love it.
If you don't
Cheryl.
answer me within the next minute, I'm laying down right here.
Okay. Calm the temper tantrum. Tyrell should be around here somewhere.
Felix, I want to meet your parents.
Oh, no. No. Oh, surrogate parents. Yes. Yes. By all means. I'd love to introduce you. They're wonderful people.
Let's go meet your parents, but I would need a nap
Let's
first too,
take a
probably.
nap, guys.
You all just calm down. I'm gonna go find them.
I need my beauty rest.
So Felix is gonna head off and try to find Tyrell and Yavanna.
Okay.
Xanthan's gonna follow, just so we don't, like, leave one person by themselves.
Emma was not answered, and she starts laying down on the ground.
Petra will hang out with Emma. She's gonna groom herself. She might try to groom Emma and like lick her. Does Emma, you have hair, right?
I mean,
On the
she
top of
has
your
hair
head?
on the top of her head, yeah.
Right, yeah, she's gonna try to do the little licky lick, little groomies on the top of her head while she
Emma
hangs
lets
out.
her.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you do have the body of Titus with 2 arrows sticking out of his chest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, forgot about that. I have a healing potion. I'm gonna go force feed it to Titus.
Might want to take care of that.
Okay. All right. Christian, which floor of the Obsidian Archive did you teleport into?
Excuse me. He would have teleported. Oh gosh, he would have teleported close to the main desk.
Okay, got it. Okay, so the
So it'd be first floor, ground
yep.
floor.
ground floor.
Dad,
got
you
it.
get
Yeah.
16 hit points.
All right. So as Emma goes over and cradles Titus's unconscious head in her arms and slowly, carefully pours a healing potion down his throat, Titus, your eyes open. The first thing that you notice is that you are inside in some sort of a library or book repository. It's dimly lit. All of the shelves, all of the furniture, everything seems to be made of a polished mahogany. And there isn't much of a commotion because there's not that many people there inside the library at about 4 a.m, but you are back to consciousness.
I close my eyes. I roll over into the fetal position and go, what a birth, and fall asleep.
All right. Felix, you head off to the main desk on the first floor of the Obsidian Archive, it becomes pretty readily apparent that most of the ground floor of the library from first glance appears to be empty, with it being about 4 a.m. at this point.
Oh, empty of people. Okay.
Yeah. The desk is unmanned at the moment.
Hmm. Well, been a couple. There was, because Felix would know that they have quarters.
Oh yeah.
Basically attached to the building.
Yeah.
That's where he's headed.
Okay. All right. So you were heading to the curator's quarters, which is actually located, it's going to be on the 4th floor of the library.
Okay.
So you start making your way up. Who is traveling with you?
Xanthion.
Xanthion, yeah.
Xanthion. So it's just the 2 of you. Okay.
Xanthion shrinks back down, by the way.
Gotcha.
Point of interest. He's no longer big.
All right. Good to know.
He's average size now.
Shannon,
Yes.
Titus actually just opens his eyes real quick and he's like, oh yeah. Thanks, Titus. I forgot you had this, man. No, you're welcome, Titus. Okay, Titus. All right. I grab the pearl of power and I activate it and I get my 3rd level charge.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Yeah, let's see if anybody's learned the goddamn lesson. All right. And then
Titus?
I cast Tiny
Titus?
Hut. I cast Tiny Hut right where I'm at. And then I would lay back down and I'm like, all right, Titus, let's hope all these other ones have learned the lesson, Titus. All right, Titus. All right, let's go
Did you
back
just
to
say
bed.
learn to lettuce?
And then I crawl back into like a cat and then I just go to sleep.
Got it.
Petra will pat him on the head and be, wait, so you're both Titus? Because you were Titus before, but are you still Titus now? Because you said you weren't.
Petro,
Well,
What's your name?
Petro,
please.
I've got a headache.
Just call
Well,
me
I mean,
Titus.
like I do too, and the headache is
can
named
ask-
after all of you, but I need to
I-
know what name to call my headache. So
I'm
Titus.
gonna stand up. Well, get face to face with her. However, she's looking at me, and then I'm gonna be like, "Girl, I'm Titus. Either way you look at
From every angle. All right.
it."
Good night.
And then I'm going to pass out. Fucking
All
Tiny
right. So
Hut,
my headache
Tiny
is named
Hut.
Titus and the rest of the backups. Lovely. Good night, everyone.
Just hear Exegor mumble, what the fuck is happening?
And-
And he lays down.
And I'm going to shape change to have no eyes and no ears. And I'm going to sleep.
Okay. All right. So, let me take a look here.
So if you look over here, Xanthion, and here in this stacks, just starts giving
Xanthion
it
is
his.
like, he's like starting to lean on you because he's like sleepwalking at this point through the stack. He's like,
Felix just reaches back and like pats your face. Just like, come on, wakey, wakey.
Who are we
What?
looking for?
The curators.
Okay.
An old couple named Tyrell and Yavanna.
Who are they to you?
They're the people that made my stay here pretty well, actually. My surrogate parents, if you want to call them that.
Mommy and daddy, let's get to them.
Yeah, that's not.
Xanthian he just like hefts out his sword and just starts using it as like a cane to walk with.
And actually, if you look over there, it's actually really good timing and really, really fortunate you're with me. Over there is where Balasar decided to open up a portal into the far realm. Great job, although his hair never did quite go back to the same color it was before. Anyway,
Yeah, you're
lesson
never
learned.
the same after looking into the far realm.
Yeah, especially with all those tentacles. Yeah, it messes you up inside.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Mm.
From personal experience.
Well, you don't say.
Shannon,
Yes.
is Sorvel where Xanthion's mom told him to look?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I
Yep.
thought.
Your
Uh,
mama was a member, a ranking member too, wasn't she?
a
She
member
wasn't
of the,
actually.
a member
Oh,
of
sorry.
the Theurgic Assembly.
Oh, she was. Oh, she was top dog. Okay.
I got friends in high places. Just the one friend I have in the high place is dead. So, are we just in is this just a library,
Mhm.
Felix?
Yeah, this is library / repository. Uh, it's sort of the central building of Sorvel. There's a lot of hoity-toity rich folk who moved in. Anyway, yeah,
Amen.
just it's a big library. There's a reliquary. There's a vault. There's a catacombs.
I wouldn't tell
And
Petra about the vault.
well, yeah, not. Yeah,
Plausible
it's not.
deniability if she finds out about it is what we need.
Well, that becomes a case of she's either going to die preventing her from going to the vault, or she's going to die when she gets to the vault. Sorcerers, man. Sorcerers, man. Besides us, wizards are the only ones who use magic innately for defense. There's a lot of spells.
Fair enough. Don't tell me twice. I've seen what you can dish out. I'm scared of what someone else can do.
It's not that much. I mean, whew, Talavin Reinmar, that man,
That
boy,
was
child, I can't remember how
terrifying.
old he is. Yeah, a little bit. But did you see how he went against the pit fiend and didn't break a sweat? I got
Well,
bit.
I think he
Like-
did break a sweat. I think he took like 10 d10s of necrotic damage.
Yeah,
It says
well,
out
that
loud.
was. Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah,
10
he
d10
starts-
are.
He's like, wait, what? The fourth wall is broken. And Felix kind of looks back at you and goes, well, that's because he used wish. And that's not a spell you use lightly.
I think he used it at the right time though. Or else we'd still be
I-
there.
I'd agree. Otherwise, we'd still be working for that bitch.
Welcome to the
Yeah,
ground
or-
floor of the Obsidian Archive. You guys teleported in right here, and that is where the dome is.
The dome.
The ground floor of the Obsidian Archive is done in a motif of a tropical island, including in the central hold of the building, a magically created lagoon that constantly flows underneath a bamboo bridge that bridges to sandy shores. The rest of the room being done up in palm tree motif in the four main reading room chambers outside of the central hold. Felix is leading you, Xanthion, toward these stairs in the northern corner. This being the location where the portal to the far realm was opened.
Got it. It's not still open, is it?
No.
Okay, cool. I was
You
gonna
do
stick my head in
feel,
it.
though, you do feel as you walk past this location, a little bit of a kind of like a twinge, like your eye twitches a little
A
bit.
familiar feeling.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Whatever you need, Felix. You lead the way.
All
And
right.
if we get into trouble, I can't get big anymore, but you know, performance
Felix,
issues.
Felix just stops, turns around and goes, well, if you did get into trouble, and he points out the giant statues. He goes, yeah,
Oh,
I don't
cool.
want to see them activate.
Neither do I. If let's be honest, if anyone's gonna activate him, it's Titus
Petra and
Petra.
Titus.
And they're asleep on the floor right now.
Moving up to the second floor of the Obsidian Archive, you emerge into a room that is softly lit with glowing sigils that form a circle in the middle of the room with a series of bookshelves levitating about 6 inches off of the ground, each one marking the position of a position on a clock. Felix, this is the Hall of Chronology, where the history of the Sabian Conclave is kept.
Felix, you want to break down these symbols for me, or should we just keep walking?
Which ones?
Yes,
Oh,
specifically the inner circle.
oh, the inner circle. Well, what do you think they mean? Let's start with the paw print. What do you think that means?
Druids.
Yes. Yes.
I'm assuming the axe is barbarian, the guitar is
Yes.
bards,
Mm-hmm.
the
Salute.
mace sun thing, cleric, the 2 daggers or short swords, rogues, bows a ranger. This eye looking one, I'm guessing is warlock. The book wizards, the palm monks. This is Logan trying to remember D&D classes now. The sword with looking through a shield, I'm gonna say is paladin. Sorcerer. Which one haven't I said?
You haven't said wizard.
Oh, the book is wizard. This one right here is really what I'm asking about. Oh, what have I
Which,
had? What
sorry, I was
Oh,
looking
is that
at which
art?
one?
No, it wouldn't be. The like far left side center where it would be like 9 o'clock on a clock.
Not like 9 o'clock. It is 9 o'clock.
I'm not sober enough to be having these conversations, man.
Drinking D. Yes, drinking and dragons.
Bard, cleric, warlock.
It's really just like
sorcerer,
it kind of looks like an owl to Xanthium
Well,
and Logan.
rogue,
starting.
ranger,
So,
monk,
Druid,
fighter.
barbarian, wizard, bard, cleric,
All right.
warlock, sorcerer, rogue, ranger, and then he looks at him and goes, I actually have no idea what they mean. Just smiles at you.
Actually, you're right.
Oh, am I right? Okay, never mind.
Oh, okay.
The Hall of
Thanks for-
Chronology, the Hall of Chronology is the central record keeping repository for the history of the Sabian Conclave and the Obsidian Archive, both the Sorceress Society and the library that has been founded and maintained by the Conclave. The reason why the glyphs around the central spiral staircase are in essence referring to what would be called adventurer classes is because the Sabian Conclave was created by Adagoth Sabian in response to the Alban founding their campus cloistered away and hidden and private amongst themselves so that the Wizarding College was essentially like a secret society. And Adagoth Sabian realized that was a terrible way to try to integrate magic into a post-Rivening world, that magic users could not alienate themselves away from the rest of society because that would just lead to an inevitable power struggle against magic users and quote unquote lay folk. So Adagoth Sabian, throughout the entire founding and design of the Sabian Conclave and the Obsidian Archive, basically modeled everything so that everything is a reminder of how integrated everything is. All of these new magical abilities that came into Zekrist after the Rivening is all interconnected, and that magic users cannot alienate themselves away from society, that they are essentially a central figure and have a responsibility to benefit society. So the glyphs around the inner spiral staircase there are just a reminder of how, even though this is the Sabian Conclave's stomping grounds, that the Sorcerer's Society is no more or less important than any major player or major force in Zekrist society, that it all but has to be interconnected, or the entire thing will fall apart into infighting.
What he said.
Xanthion's like, cool.
Moving
So
up,
anyway, oops, sorry.
that's all right. Moving up to the next floor, you come to the Cosmic Orrery, which
I always
is
loved this room.
as you come up, you see in this a circling bookshelf in the center of the room that sort of is evocative of a question mark. Within the center of the room, various celestial bodies branch out from a light source in the middle of the bookshelf and kind of twirl gently around. And it's reminiscent of a similar orrery that you actually saw not too long ago in the Wellsgrove Research Facility. This is not an orrery of the observable solar system. This is an orrery of the known outer and inner planes, with the light in the middle representing the elemental chaos, a ring outside of that representing the material plane, and then the individual planetoids circling around that being the outer planes. The books on this level are all extraplanar in nature, talking about the world, the Great Wheel, the World Tree, various cosmologies, histories written by magic users who left Zekrist and returned before the confluence.
I had it written down and I
Was
can't find it now. What is the place Xanthion's mom told him she was at?
The Urbane Bastion.
All right. Xanthion, while just walking through, is just gonna glance to see if he sees something. Not gonna take the book or anything, just gonna see if he sees anything about that and just clock where it's at.
Okay. Roll me a
so oops, sorry.
go ahead and roll me a perception check, Xanthion.
Way better at that.
So you do notice some mentions of the Urbane Bastion just in passing, seeing it written on various books of different surfaces that you're walking past, but you're not it's nothing like this way to the Urbane Bastion. You do, however, have somebody right next to you who is a member of the Conclave.
Felix, pick your brain for a second while we walk.
Oh, sorry. Like you notice Felix is actually smiling for the first time in a while. Yes, how can I help you?
If I wanted to find something, I wanted to just wondering, I want like information on like the Urbane Bastion. I was just wondering where I should look. Would that be like in this area?
The Urbane Bastion is the central administrative building of the Conclave. That's next door.
I think we got miscommunicated. Shin, I'm talking about where like the plane and the place we found, I woke up in a nap too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Didn't
She,
didn't he tell all of us this?
your mom, yeah, your mom told you to go to the Urbane Bastion because there was something there for you of hers.
Yeah.
But Vonenheim is what you're talking
Vonenheim.
about.
Okay, yeah. If I wanted to find something on Vonenheim, would that be here?
Oh, yes, that this would be your best location, at least outside of the Alban, because I can't tell you what they have or don't have. Um, considering that's a classification I've never heard before, and I don't think many other people have. I don't know if it's here. They do have a
But
practice
this,
of keeping certain books away from the younger practitioners, so that way they don't, open a portal to the far realm and get sucked in.
fair enough. I
Um,
wouldn't want that to happen to me a second time.
yeah, or blowing themselves up. So there was a problem with that about 2 years back. So anyway,
Yeah. But
um,
after you say that, Xanthion's like, you're really happy to be back, aren't you?
is it that obvious?
I mean, I think I've seen you smile like 3 times since we've known each other, and 2 of the times was here.
You say a word of this. You say a word of this.
Hey, someone's got to be the brooding member of the group.
Oh, trust me. Don't piss off the magic guy. I can go and get that little. What was her name again? Oh, one of the Watchers.
Please,
I can go get her and bring her back.
we don't need to worry about that. I'm just saying,
Ah,
you look truly
we've.
happy here, and I'm glad to see you enjoying yourself
And
for once since we've known each other.
thanks. I'm sorry. I'm such a curmudgeon.
Hey, you
Back.
keep the group grounded, and that's what we need.
I wouldn't say
We need
grounded, but anyway, I would say
keep our
as
feet
we're
on the
walking up
ground.
the stairs, your best bet, honestly, would be talk to the curators. And if they don't know anything, you would probably have to pull a member of the council and see if they know. And good luck with that.
Moving up to the fourth floor of the Obsidian Archive, known as the Bestiary. This is the natural history selection of the library, which also serves as a bit of a museum where specimens of various naturally occurring creatures, both native to Zekarist and of other planes, are kept.
Yeah.
The books in this section would be of a nature of understanding the history, evolution, and nature of various beasts, monstrosities, and a few other different creature types. And Yavanna and is it Tyrell? Tyrell. Yeah, Yavanna and Tyrell, being animal lovers at heart, make their residence in an apartment off of the southern wing of this floor.
So Felix, when we get to this part, he kind of runs up to the tree. This tree points at all the winged creatures. This tree. I used to sit here and I used to read and do my studies. And then I remember, and I turn around and point at this thing. He goes, any idea what that is?
I don't have a use of Hunter Sense. I was just gonna use that to cheat, but no, he's gonna play along. I do not.
That is a bullet, and they are really temperamental.
Xanthon is just gonna enjoy how excited Felix is to be talking about all of this.
All right. So as you lead Xanthion down to the southwest wing, to the door of Tyrell and Yavanna's apartment, are you just stepping right up and knocking, or what are you doing?
Yeah, just hello, good morning.
Seriously. Xanthon's
Sorry
gonna put
to
his sword away now.
Oh yeah, good call.
There's a moment as you hear shuffling behind the door, as the door slowly opens, just a creak, and you see this very wizened old face of this aged half elf. No hair on the top of his head. It seems like the hair on his head has fallen off to become a beard of pure white hanging down his chin, wearing obvious still obviously bed clothes, as he just kind of just wearily rubs his eyes. He's like, I'm sorry, but the library isn't. Felix. And the door just swings open wide, and this old man just wraps Felix in his arms.
Oh, well, hello. Hello,
Felix.
sailor.
Felix gives him a hug back.
And he just cups his hand up against your cheek, Felix. It's like, it's so good to see you, boy. Oh, did you ever get here?
That's quite the story, actually. Where's Yvonne? Is she sleeping?
She's sleeping. Come in. I'll put the kettle on.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you step into this. Definitely not a small apartment, but a cozy apartment. Probably about 4 rooms all told. A common sitting area, a dining area, probably a bedroom out, but back behind that, well furnished, but all furniture well worn. As Tyrrell kind of just shuffles you into the living quarters of the curators. And he just goes over to the wood burning stove and mutters an incantation and wiggles his fingers, and fire erupts inside of the stove, and he puts a kettle on.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Sorry for the inconvenience of it being 4 a.m. But yeah, we got here by a teleportation spell.
My goodness, you've mastered teleportation. You're a quick learner.
No. I willed my way through it. Let's put it that way.
You guys out of a very bad situation, and we're glad to be here.
Yeah, that's the rub. We teleported away. We don't know what the situation is in the kingdoms, other than the court mage doing a mass message, apparently saying that Parasus has fallen. But then we come to find that there are training camps nearby, and that apparently the Octavius household has been deemed enemies of the state, and anybody harboring them is equally as guilty. And we don't know what is going on. We've been out in the Amber Vale for so long, we're oblivious.
Yes, well, much has happened. Where to begin? Ivana, wake up. We have company. Felix has come home. And you kind of hear sounds of stirring from the bedroom, and this woman's voice is like, Felix! And just this tiny little half elf woman comes like running out in her bedclothes and gives Felix a hug, similar to what Tyrrell did. Give me just 1 second, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So these are your surrogate parents, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Making sure I got relationships right.
Surprise, I'm actually a half elf.
All right. So
join the club.
So Ivana comes out and just kind of pulling her shawl around her to her bedclothes to warm up, pulls out seats at the dining room table. And at this point, Tyrrell is pouring 2 cups of tea for each of you and says, well, Yes, Parasus has fallen. As for training camps, yes. I mean, you're standing in one right now, essentially.
Hmm.
The entire Parassian regiment has abandoned the city. The Theurgic Assembly has struck some sort of a deal. Gods only know how many of their ranks are stationed here in Sorvel.
Wait, where'd the Legion go?
What do you mean?
They've pulled out of the city. They pulled out of Parassus.
Yes.
The king is clear. The king is clearly not dead. Where are they?
Well, from what we've heard, the bulk of the army is heading. Hold on. The bulk of the army, including the king himself and the court major, heading for Steingarten. Apparently, there's an alliance forming between the Parassian regiment and the Lysatorian tribunal.
Excuse me?
Danton awkwardly sips his tea.
Steingarten?
Yes. Apparently, King Reston believes that, especially with this latest revelation about Octavius' house being
So
whatever.
he's driven to paranoia. He doesn't trust Anmar or Cortain. He believes they're too far gone, so he's leaving them to die to save Parassus. A stupid, ignoramus cunt. He's gonna kill the entire kingdom just because he's so afraid of everyone he sees.
I fear it might be graver than that.
How so?
There are rumors that King Reston has demanded that Queen Ferain and Jesus Christ, I can't even remember my own kings. Queen Anselmina Ferain and that Queen Ferain and King Thayun relinquish control of their regiments of the Trirexian Legion.
He's maneuvering to become a single monarch. A bastard.
I don't know if you've heard, but the Theurgic Assembly is in disarray.
Well, I figured we actually we're fairly close to the whole situation. We don't know anything else that's sort of developed, but we were at Varine Manor when Taliban and Sir Hilda Undine came in and saved us. But then we were contending with a hag coven, destroyed it before it could officially form, killed 2 of the hags, but the third one, well, Madame Varine, they went into the hells to try and circumvent her return. The only update that we ever got was that they were completely ambushed by creatures that were not of the hells, and that Sir Hilda is dead, and that Taliban is lost. What by lost, we don't know if it means he's dead or he's just missing. So I figured with the Archmage gone, that the Theurgic Assembly would not be in any better state.
Yes. Unfortunately, it is worse than just that. There's been some sort of a catastrophe in the Southern Spires. Bordregret Voss is dead.
Dead? When? How?
We know that it has something to do with Illithids, but we don't know what. The last communique we heard from her was that her mining operation had been beset by mind flayers, that she was heading for Sorvel. She never arrived here, and we've not been able to contact her since.
Wait, she was attacked by illithids on the surface?
No, in her mining operation.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said on the surface. That would have been a drastic change. That's. Is there anyone of the Theurgic Assembly actually in Sorvel at the moment?
Malton Tosselworth comes and goes.
Oh, well. It'd be good to see him.
Luzon, of course, is here.
Good. Good.
It's a mess, Felix. It's a mess.
Shit. Well, we think we have, how do I say this? Before I risk saying too much else, we think we have a way to at least stop the undead. But we're going to need supplies, specifically healing potions, a scroll of teleportation, or some means of transporting very quickly, and then time to see the deed done, which is why I panicked and I came here, because we were already beaten and battered, and if we teleported somewhere randomly that nobody is ever familiar with, we would have been thrown to the wolves. So at least here we could regroup potentially and restock. I do have a question though.
Yes.
You said that the city is turned into a training camp.
Yes.
Who's the commander in charge?
I don't know.
Strange.
These agreements go directly between the Theurgic Assembly and the Parassian Regiment.
I heard a name of the person in charge, or at least in charge of a training camp nearby. One General Septim. Would you have any knowledge of this General Septim?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Your father was always close with the king. And if the king is thinking of establishing himself as emperor, knowing your father, he sees that as another business opportunity. Felix, I'm worried about you, boy.
Don't worry about me. Worry about all of us. I've lost 2 friends, had one be reborn. Actually, sorry, lost 3 friends, one be reborn. And then on top of that, we've had a lot of revelations about this whole lovely, lovely world that we know being an absolute lie. Worry for everyone else. Help us get what we need so that way we can fight the bastards.
He reaches out and he grabs hold of your hand across the table, Felix, and he says, let's focus on what we can control. Let's get you what you need.
Thank you. We've got, looks at Xanthion. Is it 4? Is it 4 or 5 other people? I'm losing track of how many people are in the group now.
5 others.
5 others. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did they stay on the ground level?
Yeah, they fully passed out on the floor.
Well, yeah. Despite all the
I just
temper
wanted to
tantrums
make
that
sure
Emma
you
throws,
wouldn't
that
get into
she sticks
trouble.
to her word.
She's
Kind
11.
of. Oh, she's not 11. Have you seen that child? I shouldn't even say
The
child.
fact
She
that you're
looks
just
like
continuing to say child.
she looks like one. Sorry, she doesn't even look like a halfling, even though she's about the same height. But still. Looks over at Tyrell and Yavanna. Small child-ish looking person. what you call it, Feywild timelines, no sensey good. No, yeah, Max, no. It's very confusing.
Xanthion will finally introduce himself.
Yavanna kind of
Oh,
puts the back
Xanthion
of
Lightfoot.
Yavanna kind of puts the back of her hand on your forehead, Felix, just to make sure you don't have a fever. It's like,
Nope, just having a stroke.
It is what it is. Xanthion will finally introduce, Xanthion Lightfoot, sorry.
Oh, I'm
There's
sorry.
a lot
I
of
should have,
information to cover.
I should have introduced him.
it's a pleasure to
Hey,
meet
there was a
you,
lot of
Xanthion.
information to cover.
Actually,
You as well.
this young man is connected to someone that you two would have known pretty closely. Pantheon?
My mom is, Chronica Lightfoot.
They just look at each other.
He like, he doesn't have a way to do it, but he like pulls up his blonde hair and there's this shock of black that's gone through it. It's the only way I know how to show it off.
It was a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Xanthion.
The pleasure's all mine.
Here, let's go get your other friends, and then we will get about getting what you need for your quest.
Felix, I'll go get them. Stay here with them. Catch up. I know you're excited. Just make sure to wipe the smile off your face before everyone sees. And Xanthion will go get everyone.
Okay.
Gets to the ground floor. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh no.
You trip every trap on the floors going down.
Yeah, that's fair. That's yeah.
Not
That's in
only
character.
do the statues come alive, but all of the animals come alive in the bestiary.
Xanthion just dies.
But he gets big, so he dies big.
Yeah, he dies big. Well, he shrinks back down if he goes unconscious, so no
That
one
is
would
true.
ever know.
All right. So at about this time, probably about an hour has passed. So those of you inside the dome that would like to mark off a long rest is completed. That also actually goes
And then
for
Felix and Xanthion too?
Felix and Xanthion as well, because you have done
Okay.
nothing strenuous.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Cool.
Question.
Had
Yes.
me worried there.
Can we have the experience from like the last 2 or 3
Oh.
sessions?
Yeah, we hadn't got that because we were in constant combat
Yep.
or danger.
No, but thank you for asking.
Damn it.
Go fuck yourself.
A
Anyway,
for effort.
All right. And hold on just 1 second. I will be right back, guys.
Alrighty.
Is that a Cyclops skull?
That looks like it.
Actually, it does, yeah.
What's that ticking?
what's what?
Does anybody else hear that ticking?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I wonder where Shannon got this map because this is
So
This is-
Shannon has been playing a ticking clock in the background this whole time.
No, I think it just started when he left.
coming from the master of gaslighting. It very well could be him.
Yeah,
If you
no,
look in the
there's
music,
in the
there's a ticking
jukebox,
clock.
there's a ticking clock.
Oh, I'm not listening to the music. That's why.
Oh yeah, there's a ticking clock in the background now.
Yeah, ticking clock. I'll be done. Yep.
That's not
okay.
anxiety inducing at all.
Oh,
He comes
that's
back and
just-
is like, Xanthion, you've taken however many
well,
minutes
we
I've been
are
gone in damage.
we are also in a library, so there's probably some sort of timekeeping mechanism, a magical one.
Oh, there's that like big clock room.
Yeah, but I like these drawings of different animals. Like you have the sturge, or what is it? Is it Sturge or is it Striga?
It's stirred.
Sturge. Okay, I couldn't remember if I got the spelling wrong. Because you got the Sturge skeleton there, then you got the Beholder skeleton down here at the bottom.
Is this a displacer beast?
No, because it's only got one tail.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it could be though. It's
It
got
looks like an
6
axe
feet.
beast.
It might be a basilisk.
Oh, it might be. It's got the 6 feet, so that would make sense.
Yeah, but
There's
kudos to you, Christian, for picking out the bullet immediately.
Yeah, man. I know my D&D monsters.
Oh yeah, the bullet, yeah. Bullet,
Yeah, totally. I
Cyclops,
totally knew what that was right off the
basilisk,
bat, guys.
scourge.
Totally.
I was just saying, I like this map. This is really cool. Especially all like the flying creatures in the tree there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, you made me freaking scramble to get it up because I had all of this stuff archived because I had no idea where you guys were going. So had to pull
Hey,
all of it.
I have to keep some things secret from you, considering you keep everything else secret from us.
Speaking of which, those of you in the dome, having come to complete a rest. Yes, Ed, go ahead.
Sorry, my chat window in D20 is not there. How do I get that to come back up?
You should be able to see 3 little lines, top right corner.
Yeah.
Click on it.
Oh, that was a scroll bar. Never mind. Okay. Yep, thanks.
Okay. So you guys, as you are starting to kind of finish up your long rest and complete the most harrowing long rest that you guys have completed in quite some time, you do start to hear this ticking of a clock that starts out very low and gets a little bit louder and a little bit louder and a little bit louder until it sounds like it is right outside the dome. And you've only heard this, something similar to this, one place recently that you can think of. There was equipment in the Wells Grove Research Facility in the administrator's quarters, the laboratory off of that. Everything had a faint sound of a ticking clock because it was tied to the plane of Mechanus. And that is very similar to what you hear now. You hear a voice say, "Can I help you?"
Emma's gonna sit up. I mean, she wasn't really asleep earlier. She can't fucking sleep. But she was literally just stubbornly laying down on her side with her arms crossed.
So are Felix and Xanthion back yet?
No, this is happening
Okay.
while you guys are going and doing your thing.
Okay, gotcha.
And Emma's gonna look around.
There's nobody outside the dome.
Outside the dome.
Is there somebody inside the dome?
Just your compatriots.
We came here with Felix Septum.
Oh. By all means, let's meet face to face. And simultaneously, hold on, gotta pull up another sheet. Okay. So simultaneously, the dome fades as a person appears standing in front of where the dome used to be, standing about 6'7", dressed in ornate robes. You see an orc with his lower tusks filed flat, wearing a pair of spectacles in purple robes. And he just says, "It is a pleasure to meet all of you. I am Luzon Iddulag, the overseer of the Obsidian Archive, member of the Theurgic Assembly."
Did you say it was outside the dome?
Well, he's outside of where the dome used to be. The dome is gone.
Oh,
And as he appears, he's got his hand up like this, as if he has just gotten done casting a spell. Friends of Felix Septum. Wonderful. Oh, I've been working closely with a friend of yours.
I
Exegor stands up. Oh, and who might that be?
Uxin Pavel.
Is that ring a bell?
Yeah,
I know. It rings a bell. I can't remember who that was.
can't
that's
either, I
actually
know.
that's actually the custodian of your bardic college, Ed.
Ah, I should know that then.
Yes,
Really?
yes, we've been working on a book of some sort that you found at a hag's manor.
Oh,
Do you know if they ever found her?
Not that I am aware of, unfortunately. So, to what do we owe the pleasure of a Leoman's tiny hut being on the central entryway of my library at 4 a.m?
General paranoia.
Wonderful. Pardon me. Your friend doesn't have any eyes or ears. And he points over
Yeah.
at Titus.
He's tired.
it's
He got rid of them. He'll make them back when he wants them.
See, we just have a party member who is a literal crash test dummy, and we just throw him at things. If you move the clothing, you'll see like the safety markings to the yellow symbols or whatever.
I'm gonna poke Titus a couple times on the shoulder.
I mumble and roll over in a little ball away from the poke. I am asleep. Despite having a long rest, I am asleep out of sheer spite. I am actually
Ah.
asleep.
Can you guys hear
spiteful
me?
nap.
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay. Just checking. That's all. Please continue.
You forgive us for not getting a good answer, but it's a little hard to know where to start.
We've had a long few days.
Mhm.
And he reaches down and he picks up one of the arrows that used to be embedded in Titus's chest. I can see that.
We kind of saved Wellsgrove from a memory eating monster. And then, Wellsgrove, and then we found like this secret science lab of evil, and then we left when there were zombies everywhere, and then Wellsgrove exploded.
And then on our way fleeing Wells Grove, we were almost captured by a security patrol, just curious to what we were doing out there. So
And they were not very nice.
Hmm.
What is that
Impervious to my
ticking?
charms.
That ticking is getting really on my nerves.
Oh, well, I apologize, but that follows me everywhere I go. You get used to
My
it. I barely
condolences.
even notice it.
What is it?
What sort of punishment is this?
Just an auditory representation of my magical ties.
That
So you're
sounds
not on
like
this realm then?
torture.
You get used to it. I barely
I-
even notice anymore.
Are we
How
speaking to you, or
strong
is
are
this a
those
visual
ties
representation?
then?
I
I
think
don't
that's called a
exactly go
trauma
around.
response, honey.
I don't. How strong are those ties? I don't exactly go around surrounded by the sound of rustling leaves.
Well, I would like to think fairly strong.
What
That's
happens
interesting.
when the ticking stops?
I don't know. It never has.
I don't know. Probably a crocodile eats somebody.
I like the throwback reference.
Listen, I don't want you defaming my family, please. Thank you. The Darlings have a very long, illustrious history. They were called the Darlings. Thank you. Aaron got it. Wendy
Emma's
Moira,
gonna.
the Darling.
Emma's kind of been sitting up on the floor, and she's gonna actually stand up and kind of stretch. Oh, it's nice to actually get a good rest.
My heart goes out to you that on the floor of my library is a good rest for you.
Well, we've been in caves. I think the last time we actually got any sleep was in the middle of a sewer.
Oh, those were the days.
Mm.
Hmm. I
So-
can smell it
Well,
now.
the last
Back
time
to
I got
the-
any sleep was what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Well,
but
some of
that's
us don't require sleep, and that's great for some of us, but others of us
yeah,
need
and the rest of
beauty
us hate them.
Oh, but I miss it. I miss it so much.
sleep.
So back to the book. What type of work? What are you working on?
Oh, I don't know. Uxon brought it along. He said it was something that was recovered from Verine Manor
Hmm.
that needed deciphering.
Right. I was there
So
for that,
Uxon
but I would
Pavel,
be-
you know that one.
Oh, yes. Uxon and I go way back.
That makes sense.
So you said you were here with Felix.
Yes, he went to find his adoptive parents.
Oh, Turiel and Yavanna.
Hmm.
We're here to delve to the source of his daddy issues. Can you point us in that direction, please? And
You
she
look-
winks.
He looks around and says, "There are not enough volumes in this building to start to record those issues. Have you ever had the pleasure of meeting Cast of Septim?"
Not all of them, but I
No.
would love to.
But we see
I'd
you've had the
love to
pleasure
know
of
where
meeting
Felix
Titus.
gets his personality.
Or Felix. Felix.
Yes, well, believe me.
Please give us the tour of Felix's psyche, since we're here in the Obsidian Archives.
Well, I'll tell you.
Yay!
I don't know him as well as some. Certainly not as well as Ivana and Cheryl. But he's overcome a lot.
Hmm.
And he's done an admirable job of being a good man.
Fair enough. For what it's worth, he cast the teleportation spell that got us here, so
Did he really?
barely. But yes,
With a scroll.
with a scroll, but still.
Ah, that makes sense. Well, should we join them?
Sure.
Lead the way.
Excellent.
hmm,
I could use some of Ivana's tea. 4th floor, and in a whirl, you guys find yourself all standing outside of a doorway to an apartment on the 4th floor. Xanthion, you open the door to go down and find them and see an orc in purple robes with spectacles standing about 6'7", with your friends behind him. Oh, good morning. And he just steps right past you. Taro, Yavanna. Oh, you've got tea on. Wonderful.
Who's the guy? I don't, I asked the group. Who's
This
the
is
guy?
our clock friend. This is our new clock friend.
Do I hear the ticking now too?
Yes, as soon as you open the door.
Ah, yes, this isn't obnoxious in the slightest. Felix. I found him.
And actually, even before the you hear Xanthion say that, Christian, Felix is immediately brought back by the sound of the ticking clock. Immediately equating that in your mind with Luzon, and turning around to see his just massive orcish form entering the cozy apartment of Tyrell and Yavanna.
Did Titus get transported too? Is he just laying on the floor?
Yes. Christian, you there?
Christian.
The text chat says family showed up. He has to go be social with his
Oh.
family.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
So I don't think he is there.
Okay, gotcha.
Is presentation, is that gonna allow me to create a splash of water in Titus's face?
Yes.
And away we go.
All right. Actually, I don't think Ben's here either.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well,
Which he's doing an excellent job of playing his character right now.
mm.
All right. So
so
sitting back down around the dining room table. So Luzon says, "What is it that you've come for?" So don't everyone speak at once.
we are, who asked that?
The orc.
Um,
Our friend Felix brought us here for sanctuary and
We've come here for food and fun and drink and a great time. And who do I gotta screw to get a cocktail around here?
ignore them. We came to pitch an idea to maybe take care of the undead problem.
oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
I mean, it can be both of those things. Or all
Willow's
of them.
Grove has fallen. We made it out of there, and then we were almost captured by a security patrol led by one.
Xanthion kind of
managed by
smacks
one-
smacks Exegor, and I was like, let's not mention that.
Very well. You, Tabaxi, what was your name?
Petra.
I think you're muted,
Petra.
Aaron.
Dad, where are the tweezers? I have a
Petra says, "Oh, my name is Patricia. It's nice to meet you. What's your name?"
Patricia.
Luzon id Dulug. Here you go. And he pulls out a flask and he sets it over in front of you.
Don't drink that. We don't know
Here.
where it came from.
Here, Emma, you want some? You're of age, right?
She's 11.
Yeah, of age.
I don't.
I
Wait, what
approve.
is Emma being offered?
A flask of
Oh.
drink from a stranger. You know,
Emma takes it
Don't
and
purify.
casts
Don't
purify food and drink.
it was offered to Petra. Petra offered it to Emma. I'm sorry, but don't tell me that's not a great decision. Subtextually, of course. Okay, thanks, Emma. And then she's gonna drink it and then hand it back to him. Delish.
She just
It's
drank
just-
juice.
Yeah, it's just juice now.
It's grape juice.
She doesn't trust them. She's
Guys-
using Emma as a fruit juicer, like a Brita
I'm-
filter.
I'm gonna say
Emma's the Brita filter.
if Felix trusts these people, I think they have some weight that we can trust them as well.
Emma's the party's Brita filter.
Emma is the Brita filter of the group. Thank you. That's the whole point of that interaction. Don't tell me I'm not smart. Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, so Luzon, the orc, kind of leans across to you, Exagora, and says, "Solve the undead problem." How?
Well, we're working on a theory to perhaps get rid of them as a whole, not just one at a time. We aren't, we're not exactly sure that's going to take place, but we're hoping we can find some information here. And is it okay to assume, or against campaign rules, that I would have pickpocketed the deed back off of Felix at some point?
I mean, you could just get it from him. That's
I
not a
know.
problem.
I'd just like to see his look on his face if I just hand it to him. Concerning this place, have you ever heard of it by any chance? Show him the deed.
Gray Fate Manor. Sounds familiar, but can't place it.
Same. We were trying to get to there before we decided to make a safe transition to here first.
So how does this, when he taps the deed, how does this tie into?
Yeah, it's trying to remember.
Do you know how if a queen bee dies and without a new queen, the hive dies out?
Yes.
We think we've found the queen bee of the zombies.
Perhaps the old cut the head off the snake if you really want it dead scenario.
Hold on just one second. I'll be right back, guys.
I'm so glad he left the TikToks on. Yes. Now we get to listen to the TikToks while they're gone, and then they get to come back. But the TikToks will still be there.
TikTok.
Who's excited about the TikToks? Woo!
Whoa!
Wow, I feel so immersed.
Indeed.
Hello?
I
Hi.
Hello?
We kind of all just evaporated. It was weird.
It's a gift.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So Ben just
TikTok.
messaged me and said his internet is out. So that's great.
Right.
Oh no. 2 down.
So he did evaporate.
Huh?
Digitally.
Okay.
Hi, Dean.
Aaron says hi.
Uh,
All right.
Oh, it's a kitty.
All right. So
Either a kitty or a raccoon. I'm not sure.
yes, it's a rabid raccoon.
Indeed.
All right. So
Talking about the cat.
Yep. Luzon says, so what do you need from us?
Well, that'd be a question to ask Felix. We didn't know we were coming here.
Everybody looks
Hmm.
over at Felix. Turl and Yvonne say, essentially just resupplies before they head off to somewhere new that they don't know where. They'll need a scroll of teleport.
Some wine probably, and
Don't
maybe
need
also
I'll help
some
you. Hold on just one
snacks.
second.
Oh, definitely
Cheese,
snacks.
nuts,
I can get behind snacks.
like cheese, nuts, berries, honey, or bread, women, men, non-binary friends,
I was
we'll take whatever
yeah,
you
and I'm
got,
wondering if I
really,
can
in supplies
yeah,
wise.
and if you could get me into the quarters of Chronica Lightfoot
Whoa, whoa,
in
whoa, whoa,
the
whoa, 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 whoa.
Urbane
this now?
Bastion.
Who's this now?
That's my mom.
Oh, ew. Okay. Why?
Petra,
I'm just asking questions. I'm sorry.
because when I fell asleep and she talked to me, she told me to go there because there was something there waiting for me.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay, I'm in.
I would do that by myself. I feel like that's a really private moment.
Well, it's too late. You said it to all of us. Now we all have to go. We're
Well,
invested in your future.
Chronica's unfortunately been departed for several years.
Yep, salt in the wind, bro.
Oh
Her
no.
quarters were reassigned to Sir Hilda Undine upon her ascension to the assembly.
Is there any belongings that were left
You know that
behind?
name.
Actually, Xanthion would remember it is specifically Sir Hilda's quarters that Chronica told you to look in.
Okay, I would need to look in Sir Hilda's quarters.
You sly dog, you.
She's dead too.
Uh-oh.
Well, I suppose that just makes it all okay then, doesn't it?
So disrespectful.
That was out of
me.
game.
Oh, okay.
That part was out of game.
Oh, okay. Petra's still embarrassed in and out of game.
That's fair. There's just some belongings that belong to her that she would like me to have.
Bequeath.
I could take you there.
By all means, lead the way.
For
We'll
the
be-
bequeathing?
We'll be right back to the Bastion, and Luzon and Xanthion disappear in a whirl of smoke. Just you find yourself standing in a well-decorated, highly ornate bed chambers with a 4-poster bed with a canopy top.
Oh, okay.
And a large window that overlooks the most beautiful city that you have ever seen in your life. The architecture is a mixture of Gothic and Baroque with ornate cupolas and flying buttresses and gilded statuary. The entire city just looks like a dream, lit by soft illumination of some sort of magical variety. Inside the room, it is a very comfortable 72 degrees. And you
Ooh,
have a feeling that it has been that temperature for quite some time.
you had me at flying buttresses. I just wanted to say, like, the scene was set when you said flying buttresses, but I mean,
That's,
You
I
just
mean,
added on layers.
honestly,
waka
it's
chicka, waka
Are we all
chicka,
there or just
no,
Xanthion?
just the two of them.
waka chicka, waka
Uh,
chicka.
And Xanthion doesn't want to start snooping around with someone watching, so he just kind of stands there awkwardly for a second. It's like, can I have a moment, possibly?
To do what?
I don't exactly know where I'm looking for the stuff, and it would just be
Unspeakable
weird if I
things.
started snooping around someone else's quarters.
Can I give you a hint?
Yes.
It's always under the bed.
Xanthion will look under the bed.
There's nothing under there.
What's your next guess?
My guess is that it's under the bed. And he casts Dispel Magic, and you watch as this ornate chest, like a small little case, just kind of whirls into existence as he dispels the illusion that is keeping it hidden.
Well,
What a
you know,
tease!
well, if I could have done that, I probably would have. So, and Xanthion just like grabs at the chest.
And it is a gilded chest with gold filigree, and you look at the filigree, and the filigree is in the shape of billowing flames around the woodwork of this, which the woodwork seems to be a polished cherry with a definite bright red hue to the finish.
She always had the she's had a vibe since the moment I started talking to her. Xanthion will try to like see if it's locked or if he can just open it.
It is locked.
You wouldn't happen to like,
And he just reaches down and wraps his knuckles twice. There's this loud concussive blast of force, which the last time you heard was when Petra almost killed herself opening the footlocker from the administrator's quarters. Yes. And you just the lid just kind of clicks open and just about half an inch up.
you're enjoying yourself, aren't you?
I just like to help. And
Appreciate it.
your mother was an incredible woman. She was taken from us far, far too early. She did a lot of good. A lot of good for, he just kind of looks you up and down. A lot of good for the peoples of the Shrouded Weald.
This is what people keep telling me. I'll have to take your word for it.
One in particular that she was very fond of. And now I suppose make that two.
Thank you. Xanthion will like lift open the chest.
As you lift it open, inlaid in a cutout specifically made for them are two blades. One facing to your right, one facing to your left. And its handle, not being the handle of a dagger, but instead like a cross guard, as if similar to a push dagger, if you're familiar with that, also known as a Katar.
Yeah.
And as you lift it up, do you pick them up?
he will. Yeah, he'll pick him up, kind of like turning the chest so like it's more like of an intimate moment with just him.
Right.
So like he can't see like directly into the chest.
The blades themselves have a subtle curvature, as if each blade is a billowing flame.
And then just wraps his knuckles, just like tightens his knuckles around it.
They are warm to the touch.
Thank you for your help. This means a lot. And
I always
he'll
wondered what happened to those.
they're familiar to you?
Your mother fought with those.
Santian can't help but smile when he says that, and we'll be like, well, any information you have would be greatly appreciated. Not even about these, just about my mother in general.
Just do me a favor. Just call it idle curiosity.
Okay.
Say Ildjotun.
Sorry, that cut out for a second. What'd you say?
Say Ildjotun.
Ildjurton?
And that's what you say?
Yeah.
And as you say that, the blade in your right hand bursts into fire as the blade in your left hand illuminates as if the blade itself is glowing with a radiant light. Runs in the family.
He'll repeat what he would guess is a power word and say Ildjurton again.
Ildjotun.
Ildiotin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ildiotin.
And they diminish.
He'll just look down at the blade to be like, thank you. Kind of as a gesture to his mother, and he'll find a way to holster them to his sides.
They actually do have sheaths underneath them in the inlay.
Okay. Yeah, he'll take those out, strap them out, and put them on his hip.
All right. I will send you the stats for those out of game, Logan.
Cool.
Shall we get back to your friends?
I think they're waiting. No.
Fourth floor of the archive. And you appear back in the apartment.
That never getting used to that. Never getting used to that.
Who are you talking to?
Danny Lewis is bringing some country ham.
Oh,
Yes. Shannon is very happy.
yes, country ham.
Yes. Country ham. Hey, what time are you gonna be done?
Probably here in about 20 minutes.
Will you go to Target after you're done?
Yeah, sure thing. All right.
So about an hour and 20 minutes.
So let's get you folks ready to go save the world, shall we?
And the Avengers music starts playing in the background.
Yep.
Wait, the world? Like the whole world?
Yes, Petra, this is kind of what we've been working towards.
Shit. Like,
Ah.
with all of it?
Like the whole thing.
Damn it. I mean, we can't even like bargain like some, like 3/4? Are we capable of all of it? Can we
Probably
Okay,
talk
sounds good.
fractions?
But we need to get going.
Yeah,
But
sounds good.
We can negotiate, maybe.
Petra, let's start with the whole world. And if we get to the point where we can only save half of it, you can make that call.
What happened to starting small and working your way up?
We did start small, and then you signed a blood contract with a hag.
Well, that was an accident.
Oh, that was you?
No,
Yes, that was her.
no,
It was
that was
absolutely
another
her.
tabaxi named Dragon that did that, that looked a
Oh.
lot like me.
Well,
So blame them.
we
Petra,
owe
own up to the
you.
mistake.
We owe you quite a debt of gratitude.
No. Wait, what? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if it wasn't for you, we would have never discovered the true nature of Madame Verine and all that she's done to undermine the good people of Zekrist.
Oh,
And it
yeah,
only
she's-
cost us almost dying.
Yeah,
But-
she's super evil. We figured that out.
Well,
She's a
that
total bitch.
that comes with the territory. Well, I think we can get you everything you need. Would you care
Training
to,
montage.
would you care to join me going up to the 7th floor? And
Seventh
Felix
floor it is.
Felix kind of sits up a little bit and you see him like raise an eyebrow, and Luzon looks over at Felix and he says, "That's right. We're going to the Forbidden Library."
Oh my god, that sounds so hot. Let's go.
And that is where we will pick up next session. I hate to cut it short, but this has just been a disaster of losing people left and right. So
I love that we're leaving off at the Forbidden Library, though. I can't wait.
That's a good spot.
I think
yeah.
that's a good spot to stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
all
think-
right.
Can we get that experience though?
Dude, you seriously sound like that skit from the Chappelle show. You guys got any more of that
Y'all got any more of that
experience
experience?
points?
Did I miss the 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
All right. So you guys are getting partial experience for getting out of that alive.
Fair enough.
Not getting experience for having won the fight against the commandant, but you guys did, not only did you get out, but you also got Titus out alive, which was clutch.
Eat it.
Yep. So I am going to say everybody take 3,500 experience points.
Hey, thank you.
Woo, halfway there.
3,501.
Level
that
11.
You know, that brings me up 1 extra experience points. I'm okay with that. It brings me up to 74,402.
All right. And I will say that you guys have just finished a level up here, and I'm getting rid of my rule about having to complete a long rest before you get your new stuff. So anybody that level up, you get your stuff immediately. Okay.
Aw, thank
What level is most
you.
everybody on by now?
I'm at 10. I'm halfway to 11. So
Gotcha.
I just hit 11.
Yeah, I'm just a little down from 11. So yeah.
Math is hard for me.
that's
I'll figure it
checks out.
eventually.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. I am.
Woo!
Oh,
Guys,
Good
guess
stuff.
what?
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 I'm now level 8 druid. I can turn
Yay.
into everything,
That's
Yay!
awesome.
including flying creatures now.
Oh no.